Hey everyone, Linda here again with you from Gunnut Lane Jewellery. This week I've got another link for you, and it's the cutest, loveliest little link, and it just looks so stunning when it's put together in a full-length chain. It just looks beautiful. It's a variation on last week's one. This is it here. So if you'd like to learn to make this little link and check out the finished chain at the end, then just stay with me. I'll grab all my supplies together and we'll get going. Okay, so I've got my 20 gauge wire here. You could use 18 gauge, totally up to you, depending on what look you're going for in your chain. Whether you want a fine looking chain or you want a chunky one. So we're going to flush cut the end of our wire here. And I'm going to grab my 6-step mandrel, and we're using the larger size on the 6-step mandrel. And as we did in last week's video, we're just going to make some jump rings. You make as many as you need for your chain. I'm just going to make a few here. There we go, that'll do. And just grab my cutters. And cut my wire there. And then just make them into jump rings. Now I wanted to, I had a question about my cutters. As soon as I've cut these, I will go through that. Okay, got all our little rings there. So these cutters, I got them on Amazon, and I must have got them on special because I only paid about $15, I think it was, for these. I bought them roughly 18 months, 2 years ago, something around there. They're more expensive than that now. I think the last time I looked, which was a few months ago, I looked for somebody else, and I think they were about 35. That was 35 Australian dollars, which I'm not sure what would be in US dollars. But anyway, they're Nipix. They're a German one. Here, that's the numbers here if you want to write them down. Across there, there's some more information there. I do not know what that means. But I have cut up to a 16 gauge using these, no problem. The tips are very, very sharp. They're like I can get into tiny places. Now I would say I'd get into as smaller places as what the what are they called, the Tronics or the Lindstrom. I mean, they've got really, really fine points, but these have got a very exceptionally fine point for the size of the pliers and cutters, and I absolutely love these cutters, and I've not had a problem with them. They've not gone blunt or anything like that. They're probably as sharp today as the day that I bought them, and so I'm extremely happy with them. I'm not saying I wouldn't want a pair of the Tronics, the little fine ones, cutters especially. I'd love a pair of those. But to say that I can cut from a 30 gauge wire up to a 16 gauge on these without any problem, yeah, I totally recommend these pliers. And I don't get paid to say that, by the way. Anyway, so that's enough of the pliers. Let's move on to our little link here. And I'm just going to grab my round nose pliers. And as I did last week, just opening that up so I can get my pliers in there easily. And we're just going to turn a circle again like we did, a loop like we did last time. Now to get a nice tight loop, if you notice I'm not turning in one foul swoop, I'm just doing little increments of turning it like that, and you'll get a nice round loop most of the time. Not all of the time, most of the time. Sometimes I don't get it, but I get that more pea-shaped looking thing, but this is, I found these, oh, I can't get that, why won't that close up for me? Oh dear. Okay, so you get a nice round loop doing it that way. So just little tiny turns, not sort of just trying to get it all around in one go, just do little increments. Okay, flat nose or chain nose pliers now, and I'm going to turn that whole thing around so it's facing that way like that. And I'm going to grab my flat nose pliers again, and I'm going to turn a loop on this end, and I'm going to try and get this loop as little as I can. So this link is a lot more work than the one I showed you last week, but it's so worth it. You wait till you see the end result when it's in a chain. Okay, so I think I got that one smaller, just a little bit anyway. And I'm just going to flatten that so that they're even like that. And then grab my round nose pliers again. And I'm going to come up and grab it. I would say it's roughly, now my idea of measurements is not particularly good, but I would say that's a little less than a third of the way up to the start of that loop. So anyway, you just want it, if you look at that closely, you'll see how far I am. So you want it closer to this end than you do up that end. And I'm just going to, and this is going to be a little bit harder to do under the camera. Try and hold it. No, I can't do it like that. Okay. I'm pushing this in a little bit, but I'm sort of using my tool as well. And I'm going to push this one with my thumb. So if you can see, I'm sort of turning my hand with my pliers in it. And I'm pushing just gently on this one and gently on this one until I get it to about there. And then I'm going to reposition my pliers so that it's right in the middle of that dip at the bottom. And then finish the turn. And what you're sort of looking for, I didn't quite get it, though I pretty much got it, is that it's oval, but it's more of a, I don't want to say pointed because it's not pointed, but more of a dip in the middle of it. Okay, so we'll do that one more time. How do these things collect together when you just sit them on the mat like that? Yeah. And I have some exciting news. I'm excited anyway. I'm going on a cruise this coming week, leaving next Friday, which will be Friday the 10th. It's only for a week, but I just, even though I took some time off from doing this over Christmas, I didn't actually get away or have any different scenery or anything like that. And I still had a little bit of money left over from when my mum passed away. That's a terrible loop on that one. Yeah, so I'd been, you know, just saving it, earning a little bit of interest on it. So I thought, I'm just going to bite the bullet, book a cruise. It wasn't expensive. It was, as I said, it was only for a week. So I'm just chipping, you know, I can't think of the word, isn't it terrible? Just took a little bit off the end of that thing. I wanted it more round, and I'm still not getting a great shape on this. I don't know why this always happens to me in videos, but anyway, what do you do? Grin and bear. Yeah, so I'm going on a cruise, so I won't have a tutorial out for you next week. And maybe not the week after that, just depending how I feel when I get back from the cruise, whether I'm revitalised or I'm worn out. Yeah, so it could be 1 or 2 weeks before I put another tutorial out. So I just wanted to let you guys know in advance. As I said, it was a spur of the moment thing when I booked it, and I'm not a spontaneous person by any means. I like to plan and then rethink my plans and keep on planning type thing. I don't generally do anything spontaneous, but I did do this, and I wasn't excited to start with. I was like, oh, I don't know about this, doing that. Oh, and now I'm excited. So I just hope it's nice weather. The seas aren't too rough, and the people on board are nice. Now this one's probably going to turn out, I, for some reason, said you start off with a perfect same circle. You do exactly the same thing, and it could end up looking totally different. So, all right, I'm not going to, oh yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to trim this little tail off there and make that circle a little bit tighter. See, I told you I can't walk and talk. I told you that in the last video, and that's what's happened here. I can't concentrate on two things at the same time. So, as I said, this one's going to turn out a little bit different, most probably. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be a totally different shape. Which, when it's in a chain, you could, don't put it next to, try and hide it, is what I'm trying to say. Doesn't look too bad, does it? Oh, anyway, I won't do the other two. I've got a couple here already made up, just in case something like that happened. So I'm just going to grab my block and my rubber hammer. Now, even if you've got a tumbler, I would still suggest that you do this, because if you look at it, it's all totally out of whack. Now, if you don't have a block and hammer, you could use your nylon pliers to flatten that. But if you've got a few of them to do, it's just easier just to get them all a hammer. And as I said, even if you've got a tumbler, which hardens and everything, it's not going to flatten and bring everything into shape. So you still need to do this. Oops, come here, stop jumping away. All right. Now I'm going to get some little jump rings, and these are the tiny little ones which I've told you about before, that I use this mandrel here, and I think I measured that out at 1 or 2 millimeters. I'm not going to measure it now. You can look at last week's video and see that. Okay, so I've got those. I want my pliers here, so I've got my bent chain nose. Boy, it's warming up. It's only 8 o'clock here in the morning, and it's, what is it? It's already 23 degrees Celsius. It's supposed to get up to about 32 today. So, okay, now you decide which way you want your loops to face, but I would suggest once you just pick one that's this top loop, that they're all facing the same way. But that's just my thing, and I find it easy if you lay it down and look at it. And that's the same way. And then hook that into the bottom part. And lay your little chain out and have a look at it. Grab another jump ring. I'm not going to use that one. He's horrible, actually. Yeah, I am telling you, you won't notice it. No, if it's horrible, it's horrible. Got that on the right way, yes. Okay, lay down nicely, guys. Thank you very much. And that's our little chain link. Now I'll show you that in actual necklace that I'm putting together at the moment, so you can get a better look at it. And I've added in some bar links in that to break it up. But doesn't that look beautiful when it's all together? And I've added one in between the bar links there just to break it up a little bit. It doesn't have a back closing hook. This is going to be a what do you call it? A lariat. There we go. So it's not finished by any means yet, but that's what it's starting to look like. And I thought you could wear this whole necklace just like that if you wanted to. You can see that there. Or what I'm going to do is add something on the bottom here. And so that'll be the stable part of it there. And then you just do it up through the loop there. Anyway, guys, that's a little link. As I said, it's just a little bit more work than the one I showed you last week, but it's absolutely beautiful, and I hope you enjoy that. I will leave a link down the bottom for last week's tutorial showing the original link that I did for this if you hadn't seen it before. I also wanted to show for people who aren't a member of the private Facebook group, which if you aren't, then you should be, because we're up over 100 people now, 130 something we've got now. But this is the link I showed last week, if you hadn't seen that before. And this is I thought I'd show you in person if you hadn't seen the photo that I posted on Facebook, was what I was trying to say. So that's the pendant that I'd posted on Facebook to show everybody, but as I know everybody is not a Facebook member, this is the type of thing that I post to show people for inspiration. Also, all the ladies in the private Facebook group are posting their work, and some of the chains that they made from doing this link, just beautiful. You'll get so much inspiration if you'd like to join the private Facebook group. Yeah, so that's yeah, that's basically all I had to say. I can't think of anything else I wanted to say. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great week, and I shall see you when I get back from my cruise. As I said, I won't have a tutorial next week, and maybe not the following week. I don't know, just depending on how I feel. Oh, I forgot to show you too, but I'll do that right now, real quick. A matching chain to go with this, so you can do, because this year 2025 layering is all the go. That's the big thing. So this one is done in 18 gauge, and I just broke that up with some you know, links in between. It doesn't have a clasp either, it's just fit over the head, and that's the two together. So this one's a finer chain with the pendant on it, and then a chunkier chain for your layering look. So that's what all you can make out of the link that I showed you last week. And yeah, all right, so everybody have a great week, and as I said, I will see you when I get back from my cruise. Everybody take care. Please like the video and subscribe down the bottom if you haven't already done. I really appreciate that. Almost to 5,000 subscribers, and that's just an absolute thrill for me, because it's taken nearly 3 years to get there. All right, guys. Yeah, okay. See you when I get back from my cruise. Bye.